Hi everyone, welcome. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you. I also pulled our 12 cards that I've been doing. I know it's a long read, but you don't have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to, but it's a big one today, guys. The information that came out was like kind of unbelievable today. And then the 12 signs, we'll definitely get into it. Definitely someone may have passed, and I'm sorry for those of you who have lost someone that you really loved. But there's a lot of other endings going on too, so I want to get right into it because I have a lot to cover. And also I was just getting, as I was about to turn this on, the fall of the House of Windsor. So I don't know if there's like a tribute to Diana or something, or so I don't watch the news. So if you guys know anything, let me know. But I was just getting that now. It is the 19th of August, which is the sun. We have beautiful energy today, the 19th, and then we have the day adding up to the 39, which is a 3, which is all about joy anyway. Self-expression, authenticity, all of that. But it's also the Knight of Cups, which is about offering everyone love. So we have the Sun and the Knight of Cups. Really, really beautiful energy today. And it is sunny out here today. It was very interesting. Last night my power went out and I had a huge purge. So there's definitely dark interference there. My power was out for about 6 hours, and that's not the reason I purged, but it's definitely about not only the dark interference coming in, because the closer you get to union, there's more dark interference, which is fine, but it's also, you know, source energy pushing you to really get every last drop of purge out of you, right, before union. So, and I keep getting that the Ace of Cups reversed, more than anything else right now, is that it's like, you know, squeezing the juice out of an orange. It's just really squeezing out all of the wounds, right, in a big purge. So it was a big one for me last night. I don't know if any of you guys experienced it, but it was pretty funny this morning waking up. And I woke up too early. I haven't been getting great sleep this week. But when I woke up, it was 7:07 on my iPad, but my clock said 8:44 because the power had gone out yesterday. But it was 7:07 and 8:44. And 44 happens to be my life lesson number, so that was very significant for me, besides the fact that it was actually 7:07. And then I got up. The clock was 7:33, the iPad was 7:33, and the clock was 9:09. So everything was really synced this morning, even though it was totally off sync because the clock was off, right? 2 different timelines. There was a timeline shift for sure. So this power outage was very significant, not just for my circumstance, but at the twins as a whole and the unions. And I noticed going outside this morning, after I watered the plants, just went out to take a sun picture like I do usually. But I noticed that the hum sound of the bugs outside was really loud. And it reminded me of the movie Frogs. I went there for I think it was my 13th birthday. We went to a double feature of Frogs and Blackula. And Frogs was a really creepy, scary movie. But you know, if 13-year-olds walk out of a movie, Blackula was a terrible movie. And as a 13-year-old party, we walked out halfway through because it was so boring. But anyway, the Frogs movie came up for me with the very loud noise of the humming of the bugs outside. And it was interesting. It was just really loud. It wasn't quiet at all. And that was, you know, early this morning, between 7 and 8 probably. And then at 7:56, as I was coming in to get settled, a bird hit my front window. Not my living room window, but my front room window. And so that might be significant for someone. So if it resonates with you in some way, just let me know in the comments. There's a lot of stuff coming up, so get ready because it's going to go fast. The major arcana for this read were Justice, Abundance, and Transition. And I want to say too that after you have a big purge, sometimes for me, since I do this decoding stuff, sometimes it makes me really super clear after I purge. So it's always for a reason. So never feel like you're behind or lost. It's everything you go through is for a reason, and everything's in divine timing. You will come in when you're supposed to come in. Don't worry. Be happy, be present, and be love, okay? That's the whole point. So, and I, you know, it's hard for me too. I'm no different than you guys, you know, as I was purging last night. So the major arcana, like I said, are Justice, Abundance, and Transition. Abundance is like the Empress in the Syrian Starseed deck, which is the main deck that I'm using here. And Transition is like the Death card. Before the read, Oh, I'm sorry. Ascension came up as well, which is the world. That's the card right in the middle of the read. And then strength came up before the read. And I'll show you those underlying cards in a minute. The read for the masculine, this is Divine Masculine Twin Flames, but it also relates to Divine Masculine within the feminines. And the 12 card read will be after the Divine Masculine read. It's a big one today. The read was done at 8, 19, 20, and 21. So again, 19 of the Sun, which is the date today, and then 20 is Judgment, and then 21 is the World. So completing the cycle, right? And this is major hitters, 19, 20, and 21. And then we have the 8 of the Strength, which comes up in the underlying energy here. So there was 2 Pentacles, 3 Cups, and 2 Wands. No swords for the masculine today, which was really good. So maybe they were purging last night too. The Court cards, the 9 of Pentacles is not a court card, but I bring it up because for me it's usually a person. The Page of Cups came up in the Knight of Pentacles. Before the read was the Knight of Swords. After the read was the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. So we have 3 Knights here, and we're at the 19th. So 3 Knights would be the 22nd, which may be significant, and that is the number of the Fool. So that could be some new beginnings for some people. And also it probably begins Virgo. I'm not sure exactly what day it falls on this year, but that'll be the start of the Virgo energy. The number line and the code line, we're all about self-discipline, time out, and karmic completion. Again, so we have more completions. We had double 7s today. 7 was very significant again today. Let's see, 9, 10 begin again. We have 34 of the 8 of Wands, which was also significant in the read today. 77 happens to be the 9 of Pentacles, the Sovereign, and that was like the focus today, is the Sovereign. The code line added up to 108, if that means anything for some people. It was 94, 7 and 7 again, and then 27 also came up, which is the Ace of Wands. And 34, I told you, 9, 10, and then 47 and 79 lesser so. 47 is the 7 of Cups, or the synchronicities, heaven in their eyes, and then 79 is, for me, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Like 78 is the ultimate dream family, and then 79 is the pot of gold at the end, right? So when you get to 5D. So the message about time out and karmic completion and self-discipline, and by the way, in self, the SE was covered up, which Southeast came up several times this week, but today it was blocked out just to show LF. So I was guided to look up that acronym, which I'll tell you that in a minute as well. The code line, definitely the 7 of Flames, or the 7 of Fire, and as I was called to bring up today, the 7 of Rays, right? The flames are rays, the blue rays. The Student, the Seeker was here, the Chariot, the Emperor, the Hermit, the Feminine within the Masculine, the T of the toggling up. T as in someone whose nickname is T, or the T is the drink, T is the toggle up. And I was also getting the word 8, like I ate this. But it can reference the number 8 as well, but it was really more about 8. So having to do with food, someone may be eating crow. For 4 out of 7 of the feminine within the masculine, in a bold move to see the bad spirits that come up and ceasefire, that it's about time. Time out, karmic completion, self-discipline. Okay, so that references to me going through a purge last night. And anything that you're dealing with, it's like a ceasefire in a war, right? Time out to gather your strength again for the next round. All right, that you are the 9, you may be the crow, but you're also the wise one, the hermit, the collective consciousness. You are the feminines within the masculine, and the masculines who have the feminine within you. The bold move to see those bad spirits, to be able to discern the difference between people and things that make you feel good and those that don't, because your life should be filled with nothing but things around you that make you feel good. Okay, so ceasefire and about time, time out. And then we have iodine might be coming up, but also I Love New York has come up several times for me already this week or so, and it's coming up again today in reference to Northeast. So I Love New York, and it could definitely have to do with the Statue of Liberty. There's an etheric altar above the Statue of Liberty, and I have seen in a meditation, it wasn't this year, but before I went to the Statue of Liberty, I literally saw Palladians like passing on things down to the angels at the foot of the Statue of Liberty. So that was pretty cool when I saw that. And before I forget this too, it wasn't yesterday, the day before, but I think it was the day before that. But anyway, this week I think I was meditating before I went to sleep, and I haven't been getting a lot lately. And then this is the time of year where we kind of all of a sudden feel human again. So don't be worried if you're not connecting very well. And that might just be for me as well. But I just know from having done this for a couple of years now that this usually is the time where all of a sudden we snap out of it and kind of feel human again. And so you may not have the greatest of connection, which is fine. It'll come back. It's all in cycles. But when I did this meditation, it was very cool. I saw it came up right away. Like I didn't have to do anything. I was just right in there. I was riding a horse on the beach, but it was like riding like the wind. It was really cool, just really fast, like a racehorse. And then realized that my horse was actually my twin. So it was really cool since that synced up with the horses coming out of the gate on Lion's Gate. And somebody else brought up something about horses before that as well, that synced with the Lion's Gate horses being released from the gates. Yeah, but anyway, I saw that. And then I saw, first I was like in the middle of the desert riding the horse or my twin. And it wasn't just riding a horse. We were connected like the avatars. It was so cool because you can imagine the feeling of it that I was feeling at the time was so amazing because we were literally connected, which we are. So riding your masculine, and actually I was just getting now, riding them hard, and that's not a sexual, innuendo. It has to do with not easing up on them, all right? They need you to be strong with them and not be a pushover. They want you to push back and be in your authentic truth, right? They're saying they're not babies. They may be emotionally vulnerable, but they're warriors in this world. So you don't have to go easy on them. Sorry, I keep adjusting it, but when it's not aligned with the table, it bothers me. That's my Virgo. Okay. So that came up. I was first running across the desert, and then I was running across the beach. All right. So that might be significant for people who are traveling to beaches and deserts right now, but having to do with the twin connection and the avatar connection. So if any of you have had that same type of experience come up, let me know below. But getting back to the translation of the code line, again, someone might have needed to eat crow, which I was definitely eating crow last night. For the feminine within the masculine, it could have to do with the masculine. Masculine can trigger you into a purge, depending on what they're going through. And there's definitely some death going on in this read today. So also, let's see. The hour, a high vibration of the I am presence in the northeast, which also can represent north or your true north, or that can be toggling upward, and then east for me is feminine. So for the feminines toggling upward, keeping that high vibration for our, right, the union between you, the 7 coming up, which is also the Chariot. For me, it's ascension energy as well, but that's also the feminine within the masculine. But us both coming up as the students of discernment and the ability to see bad spirits. Ker is a term for bad spirits, K-E-R. So the students to learn to discern, to see the difference between good energy and negative spirits, and to have a sense, right, even of fire, about when it's time to take time out or end a karmic relationship or self-discipline, okay? To have a sense, the sixth sense, the feeling in your body as opposed to your thoughts. To stay in your discernment, in your present moment. When you go out of the house, you have to consciously keep yourself in your present moment, because as soon as you leave yourself. So you have to consciously keep bringing yourself back to center point so you can always be ready to not react to situations until you get really, really good at it. So ceasefire and the sense, so the sixth sense came up, and also Florida was coming up here because of all the keys down there and the connection to the Bermuda Triangle. It's coming up as a place of, like a birthplace of the twins, or the rare lineage of the starseeds, the Emerald Order type stuff. I was getting Florida. but just having to do with the bloodline. Mary Magdalene, the divine feminine, so that feminine consciousness. And then the LF disconnect, which I'm going to tell you all the acronyms I got for LF. So keeping your high vibe for the masculine, but also always knowing your feminine's connected to you. I am present, love yourself first. I was getting the heart on the top of the eye, so that's your chakra system in the third eye, but as the heart, saying love yourself first, even in the etheric realms. And then the northeast of the toggling up of the feminine energy, but also northeast of the United States. I love New York. And then, so tea time was also coming up, so there might be certain teas that help you stay clear and also toggle up if you want to meditate. The hermit, the wise one going within, the collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the emperor coming up, of the chariot or the ascension, and seeing the bad spirits, the negative spirits, a sense of their feminine within. So the feminine helps them with that. Being even. And then Jesus was coming up, Jesus of flames, which he represents all of the divine masculines, and rising above. Also off lame, like not, it's about heaven in your eyes, but like coming off the lame a little bit, the sparkly stuff, and just being a little bit more realistic right now in these heavy energies. I was also getting then Jesus of Nazareth and the fire around that, and that rare bloodline of the toggling up, so the starseeds and the twins. Also I was getting ABI, which is an ankle brachial index, which is, again, as above, so below. The ratio between them, should be moderate in the middle. So the 4 to 7 also references the sweet spot, the range at the middle, 4 to 7, airing to the higher side of the middle. And that has to do with your body the same way as far as alkaline and acidic. You always want to err on the acidic side for your body. Well, this is the same, just like everything in nature repeats itself all over the place. So that was coming up as well. Let's see, am I missing anything? So again, 33 was coming up with Jesus. That's also the 7 of Wands, the rising above. The Phoenix comes up, toggling up the etheric realms, the Hermit and the Emperor of the divine feminine within the masculine, ascending the 7 rays bloodline, the Emerald Order. So again, that's why the heart's coming up, is the emerald. But again, Nazareth, and also Notre Dame was coming up. So for me, the reason it came up was because the island that Notre Dame actually sits on in Paris came up, but it was also leading me to the school Notre Dame, and of course, Quasimodo. And then because I was led to looking that up, and more so for my son than anything, because he's in sports, there was some kind of lead scare in Paris, and it just happened that work resumed on Notre Dame today. So maybe you needed to know that, because there's a lead scare, which means then there's lead issues coming up and wounds about lead that need to be cleared. Okay, and lead foot comes up as well, because that comes up in one of the cards a lot for me. I was getting, though, that Notre Dame is an island unto itself, whether it's in Paris or the school. And then I looked up real quick for some codes online, and I got the 7 sacred flames, but also then reminding us the flames are the rays of creation. So the 7 sacred flames of creation, or rays of creation. And that was from Stan Kopp's Universal Law Press. That was January 22nd, 2015. And please go to that page. It's some channeling information that you might want to read. I don't want to spend time reading it. I actually did take pictures of it to read it, but this read is going to be long, so I don't want to do that. So again, it was literally the 7 sacred flames of creation. That was the header. And it's Stankov, Stan Kopp's Universal Law Press, 12215. So you might want to check it out. There's some good channeled information in there. And then Ascension came up, another header, with day 999-81912. And I didn't put the date in. The code had nothing to do with the date today. And it came in today's date in 2012, right? The end of time, the end of karma. So Ascension, day 999, the 11th hour, August 19, 2012. And here we are, exactly 7 years later. Very cool. And then I was looking for the date, the actual date that was 999. was 9/9/2016, which I think that might have been where Andy proposed to Sonia. I can't remember. 10 of Cups. That might have been. Another header that was coming up was Kill 6 Billion Demons, and that was from Seeker of Thrones. And then another header came up because for me, New York, Paradise, Lost Flashcards from Quizlet came up. And for me, it's New York, because when I went to the Statue of Liberty with my daughter, after I got guided to go there by the etheric altar, we literally came into New York with a plane landing, and it literally, we're listening to a song, Paradise. I forget which Paradise song it was, but it was so beautiful. As we're listening to this Paradise song, the plane literally aligned with our car and landed exactly in front of us up ahead. Like, even though we were on the highway, you know, it looked like it just extended right to where the plane landed. It was so beautiful. And then the birds, you might notice that too when you're listening to music. You'll see birds flying in formation and then all of a sudden swirl around, then just dance to the music. It's so cool. But that was one of the coolest things I ever saw. All right. But that came up. One of the 7 angels who stand closest to God's throne, Satan addresses him, saying he wants to check out God's new creation. He asks him which planet is man's. Uriel, who can't tell that he's being duped, responds to Satan, saying, there's nothing wrong with wanting to see God's creation. And that's all that was in the header, but I wanted to read that to you. Then the other header is the symbol of the sea of flames in all the light we cannot see. The beautiful, priceless diamond known as the Sea of Flames. And it was also being referenced as a MacGuffin, so you might want to look that up too if you want to. Again, it was under the symbol of the Sea of Flames in all the light we cannot see. Okay, so LF, some of the acronym definitions that came up. 49ers came up too, in case I forget. Notre Dame, Florida, and 49ers came up for those of you who are sports nuts. LF came up as left field, which is perfect for our field, so that would be the divine feminine field in the etheric realms. Or left fielder for baseball. Low frequency, so again, us being pushed into our low vibration or low frequency. Light face came up, which is interesting because Monday's child is fair face, but light face. And then left foot, light front in physics, life form, love and friendship, love forever, Lilith fair, legendary frog, which reminded me of the Frogs movie again, and then loud family were some of the things I wrote down, but there's a lot of LF acronyms. Then Nazareth came up again with fire, having to do with the rays. And there's something that came up from 11/28/17, a fire in a Nazareth that's in Pennsylvania. And then Jesus of Nazareth came up. The movie is 1977, so here's our double sevens again. And then I was getting childhood home, right? Because that's Jesus' home was Nazareth. So fire and baptism were coming up there. And I was getting ray for fire and rebirth for baptism. So ray and rebirth. And then I was getting my son that I lost because I had a miscarriage when I was, I think it was 22. I had named him Cesare, so which is the way to pronounce Caesar, but I didn't like the spelling of Caesar. I don't like, phonetically, I don't like Caesar. I liked Cesare. So I spelled it phonetically Chezaray, which literally spells Shay-a-Ray, home of the ray. So the child that I lost was named home of the ray. How foretelling is that? But now I'm getting ray from fire and baptism, ray and rebirth, and they were just talking about Jesus' childhood home, Cesare, home of the ray. All right, so that might be referencing pregnancies coming back, right? So whether some people may get pregnant and maybe the same soul that you lost may come back to you, or just people deciding to have babies, that kind of thing, or just the definition of what was coming up about fire, ray, and rebirth, just having to go through the twin flame process. So I thought that was really pretty for me. So the turn of the page is 940. 9 is the Hermit, and 40 is the Page of Cups, that true unconditional love. Now, the Hermit's upright today, but the Page of Cups is not. It's reversed. Doesn't mean that's negative energy, because there's other circumstances coming up today. But before I even start in, I might as well tell you all the signs and the court cards. The ones that were upright and reversed, which means two different people or one person expressing both the negative and the positive attributes, were Pisces, Gemini, and Cancer, and Scorpio, all of them upright and reversed. Aquarius was reversed, Aries was reversed, Capricorn was upright, Libra upright, Virgo upright, Sagittarius reversed, Leo upright, Taurus upright, and that's all of them. Of the court cards, there's a lot of reversed energies today. The only ace that was upright was the Ace of Wands. The only king that was upright was the King of Pentacles. There were no queens that were upright, they were all reversed. The only knight that was upright was the Knight of Cups. So it's like we have a representative from each suit. We have the Knight of Cups upright, the Page of Swords upright, the King of Pentacles upright, and then for the Wands, we have the Ace, not a court card. And then the only uprights of the pages, 10s, 9s, and 5s, the only upright cards were all the swords. All the rest of them were reversed, which was kind of interesting. That never happens. So we have the Ace of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords who are upright. They're the focus of positivity for today. And if you're going to hang out with any people, there's no group that's great. But you want one of those people, right? The King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, or the Page of Swords. The Four of Wands was upright, Two of Cups was upright, Lovers reversed. The Empress was upright, the Emperor was reversed, and then the Six of Cups were upright, the Children in the Garden. Okay, so getting back to the read, the Knight of Swords, I'm going to show you these underlying energies first over here. All right, so this is the Knight of Swords, or Knight of Orbs in the Sirian Starseed deck. This one is the, no, I'm blanking out. What was that? Yeah, it's Ten of Flames, I think. Is it? Yeah, that's the Ten of Flames. And then we have the Strength card next. So the Ten of Flames are Wands, and the Strength card, and this top one is that Nine of Crystals. But the Nine of Crystals energy is reversed today. And that has to do with dealing with powerlessness, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So that Knight of Swords, the Ten of Flames, the Strength, the Eye of the Tiger, and the Sovereign, the Messenger of Truth, or the Word of God, 10 Rays, Ego, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, the Lion, the Tiger, and Bears, oh my. On the yellow brick road, follow your true north, the solar plexus, the light, with Lame, sparkle. The Queen of Wands and Page of Wands were missing from the deck. I actually found them under the couch in the corner, hiding, both reversed. The Page came out first, and then the Queen of Wands. So they were reversed outside of the read. They were definitely left out of whatever was going on today. The Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands reversed. And actually they could be, if they're not in negative energy, they're just really sad because they're at a funeral or some kind of going away party where they're at the, they may be in the seat of honor because it might have been their relative who passed, but otherwise they're also kicked out of the situation. So it could be two different, or even more than two different ways. If it doesn't resonate for you, don't make it fit. All right, this is a general read for many, many people. So getting the energy of being pushed to the extreme limits, major swords energy with war, the war within, Mary in the manger, the mother and child, the outcasts, and the unknown father. Freaking out in strong confession, powerless. Holding back or blurting out confessions or dropping of burdens with strength, Leo, or ego, and powerlessness, or with a child, or loss of money and or independence. So loss of power, and that definitely came up for me last night, but there's also, has to do with light. So loss of power, loss of light, dark interference, and then the wound of being scared of the dark. And that's because we're close to union, dark interference, right? When you take the light away, then there's unknown, and people always fear the unknown. So the Tower reverse came up, and then the butterfly effect as I was arranging the gilded tarot deck. The underlying energies, which has the wounded warrior upright over there. In the aftermath of destruction and the lights out, sudden events, epiphanies, etc., PTSD, freaking out, wild thoughts, out of control, negative thought patterns, strong Leo and or ego-based, sticking someone's butt where it doesn't belong. The lion tamer, the lion tamed, but the tiger is not. It's bearing all. Goal, goalie, no options, only one option. Released from prison, gate wide open, chose to stay or leave, or you need to choose to stay or leave. Be clear, or choose not to see. It doesn't matter if you are bound or not. Your thoughts are the only thing that can imprison you or hold you hostage. The horse's gate were open on 8/8, like I told you before, but shell-shocked, PTSD, being used to abuse, may stop them from leaving the stall. There are always options, choosing life or death, fear or love, green and pink to comfort the heart, and 22/28 was coming up there. 20, it's all one number, 22/28, but I was also getting the 22 of the Fool, and then the 28 is the 2 of Wands, or the 2 flames. So the mental peace, for the pink is like, pink is for girls, that's associated with mental peace, and then the green coming up for physical peace. And then the masculine and feminine, again, green heart grounds the divine masculine, the pink heart elevates compassion of the divine feminine energy. The dark X and past, red, white, and black, the skull and crossbones of the past. Pocahontas, cowboys and Indians, west and east, polarity consciousness, past and future, there is only the present moment. X marks the spot, 3 lines down and a question mark, with a pinch and a squeeze, right? Squeezing out all the last of the wounds and the juices of purging. And a tropical breeze, right? Time out. Bloody Marys, Bloody Marys, Bloody Marys. Gotcha. So somebody might have had too many Bloody Marys, and somebody might have been roofied as well. All right, unknown father. So definitely about just staying present. And it's saying, watch out. As soon as you stop being conscious of the present moment, you're not, and someone can get you, right? So 3 blind mice came up that all ran after the farmer's wife who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Okay, so have you ever seen such a whatever in your life as 3 blind mice? So based on Robert Schumann's Kreiseriana, number 7. So again, Schumann's resonance is coming up here, and number 7. And then it also noted the fugue part of it is the centerpiece of number 7. And then Opus 37 came up as well. So here we have the 7s, the 37 of the King of Cups, unconditional love, and resonance and Opus, and the 3 blind mice. Death be not proud, but is now seen. Betrayal and graveyards of Xmas past. So I'm not referencing Christmas, Xmas past. So a mass for the X's, or a mass exodus. Wow. Death be not proud, but is now seen. Betrayal and graveyards of Xmas past. 3 blind mice. Do you want to be her 4th victim? Blockhead Charlie Brown, allowing her to spend all your money. Cotton Candy came up, and John Candy, food for the poor. Oliver, more please, more sir. Starting over and over and over until you are worth nothing and she dumps you for the next. Partners and children manipulate you to save them and protect them. The victim, unable, but they are able. But you volunteer to do their dirty work. And that's 1029, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 29 of the 3 of Wands, being present. And then Cain and Abel are coming up. All right, so, wars between brothers. Cotton candy, slaves and obesity. Starvation stores fat. You store whatever you lack, physically, but also etherically. So if you don't clear out your etheric energies, you're still not going to heal. Slaves and POWs wounds, and fear of no food, poverty, homelessness, and the cold, freezing to death. Cold, deep, dark sea, the ocean death. Death by blood, or rare blood, shark bite. I smell the blood of an Englishman. The English patient, crashed and burned, unrequited love, jealousy, obsession, belonging, longing, shorting, shorted, falling short, Napoleon complex, and Hitler's short mustache, arrogance, narcissism to make up for lack, perceived. Giving to the poor puts you in the poorhouse, allowing them to meet you halfway to seek out help or advice from one who is not poor. The one who helps themselves is rewarded. Help others to help themselves. In other words, meet halfway. Don't do everything for them. They should be coming toward you. You should be raising their vibration. They should not be pulling yours down, as opposed to solving their problems for them. Getting credit is good for the ego and seems nice enough, but one cannot see the long-term effects of bailing others out. Allow balance to restore naturally. Sometimes you must wait out the storm. Stay optimistic about your love life, and reconciliation was beneath that. You can lead a horse, and that could be that reconciliation is beneath you, Divine Masculine. I was just getting that now. You can lead the horse to water, sustenance, and life, but you can't force them to drink, break their will, or force them to live or love. Pain, betrayal, and feeling sorry for yourself, criticizing oneself, negative self-talk, wanting to die, feeling powerlessness because you've been a victim so many times before. You fall victim, or pray again. Pray again. Meditate. Ion came up here today. And ion is I and O-N. Eye on the prize. Connection to others. Any other beings, and it doesn't have to be human, animals, bugs, whatever. Connection to others, any beings. 2 spoons of fruit instead of medicine is just and fair. Sweetness, kindness, compassion for others who need a hand up, not a hand out. Battle over for ego, conceit, arrogance, and fear. A showstopper over. The show is over. All go home, yet it's not over until the fat lady sings. The victim's prayer, the national anthem, one's own anthem, standing up for self. Only protection you need is love armor and nature. Freeing the ties that bind, guilt, and victimization. If you need protection, you don't trust or have faith that all is well in every moment, that the universe has got your back. Make your altar your anthem, your ongoing prayer of triangulation. Third energy, oddities of expansion, yet the heart has 4 chambers. Odd is in balance, and that's at 1055. That's the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the truth. We fall to learn a different way in order to get up and to go home again. If you can take a time out and just stay home, or even, as opposed to odd, of course, until you get bored again, and then seek outside yourself again, little lizards just waiting with bated breath to take your energy and your money again. The battle's never over because you are human, with butt cracks and cleavage, and women to tempt you, and women to victimize if you so choose to. Just remember, Divine Masculines, you are both masculine and feminine. You hurt your twin, you hurt yourself. Allow your karmic and kids to run the show, you allow them to run your twin's life as well. You are each other, not only twins, thy brothers and sisters' keeper, not to enable another app on their iPhone, but to love them enough so they want to love themselves. And that was at 1101, so Justice and the Magician. At 1102 of Justice and the High Priestess is creativity. So creativity comes up with number 3, which is the Empress and Gaia, Mother Earth. Below that was relationship change of 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, being in your intuition, your psychic abilities, your feminine energy, the Empress, Gaia, Mother Nature, your natural authenticity. Leo and or ego, reversed energy with weakness and unhappiness, dissatisfaction when pretending not to know. The horse with blinders on to keep them focused on their lane and not worry about what others are doing, to help you sense, feel, tap into your instincts. That is why animals just know who to like and who not to like. Thus, they're good guard dogs, Metatron and Michael. Even M&Ms can be sexy and edible, but throw out the red ones, not good for you. 3D root issues. The brown ones are more natural. Travel at night to peaceful place, calm waters. Ah, eureka! Sleep. You get to go home at night and take flight. Opposite is weakness, illness, and no energy. Sleep is the best medicine of everything. It is bliss, recharge, reboot. Not red boot. God, she always has to get attention. Jeez. Like the speeder on the road, have gratitude that she goes fast around you and then onward and out of your life completely. Ego death, weak, blind, dissatisfied. I was blind, but now I see. You know by a blind person. You do not need eyes to know love or to feel the bliss of the most amazing music and sensuality, the love or the tone of a voice, the intonation of a child's cry, the sound of silence, and then a pin drop. If they didn't see it, does it not exist? In the sound of silence, does your heart not persist? Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-ra-ba-ba-bum. It's a little drummer voice coming up there as well. The four chambers, and that referencing chamber music as well. The four chambers of the heart, the valves that pump, the doors that open and close to flow freely with God's free bliss, or with clogged arteries by free will, hunting for a kill. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed align with the wounded warrior above, and that can be the masculine or the feminine because now they're coming up as each other's energy. 1120 is justice and judgment, which is the call to action, judgment, and announcements, any of those things. But the two who have zapped the life out of the divine masculine and or feminine, is it their fault or the other's fault? And that's at 1121, justice and the world, right? Does it really matter who was at fault? Or does it matter more that we just complete the cycle? They may have negative intentions, right? If they're reversed, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords reversed, some pretty negative energy. Or maybe they're just sad. But the other person, the wounded warrior, allowed it. If he didn't allow that, maybe they'd be upright bound by now. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, the peacock, conceited and cunning and greedy. The Queen of Swords reversed, royal, verbally abusive, sharp, and quick as a whip. So pleased with self to manipulate your thoughts. It's just a game to her. Or maybe they're just done being women and now moving up to master king status. Girls just want to have fun or support the throne. But the king gets the glory, but also the responsibility and the fall from grace. Amazing grace. The glaze or icing on the cake, the cherry on top. That it's all just a game of love. When all's said and done, you all win. You get to go home to love. The wounded warrior and two negative women and a ladybug in his ear, next to the fungus, still protecting himself with weapons and stingers, which will end up being used against them by Judas. Royal purple curtains, castles and casinos and teal, oriental silks, Oriental Express, with the poor student who's all about looks and money. Green curtains to cover up the royal blues and purples of the Queen of Swords reverse, the government, the ones who print the money and seals of approval, all about intellectual elitism and control of thoughts and communication. Living and dying by the sword, the ones who are unaffected by war due to wealth, and the ones that won the war due to control. The rest are the wounded warriors, put into a weakened state as to be controlled and used, and in addition to that, be grateful for it too. The weak, the Leo ego, or blind fools, which are you? Or have you headed to the 5D to rest? The 49ers, the gold miners, the receivers of bliss and sunshine. CA, California, but it's also calcium and Cancer. Canada, Central Air, Control Access, Cable, Court of Appeal, Counterattack, Christian Aid, Certification of Authority, Clerical Assistant, Chiropractic Assistant, Citric Acid, Certified Acupuncturist, Channel Adapter. So many. All can be too much, overkill, unnecessary. The wounded warrior is powerless, clearly powerless to liars, cheaters, and thieves, and those who run away and steal their hearts. They cut it out with a knife. Creatively, though, in losing power, money, and independence, one gets over themselves, a catalyst to let go of the baton, that you can do it on your own, deal with a lie, a split, and cut through the BS, the Excalibur, free from the stone, for Lancelot is here, ending family cycle of unhappiness and lack of emotional fulfillment, to recover at home alone from injuries sustained from verbal abuse, slave labor, burdens, getting burned, and physical abuse, and then losing it all. And as I turned the page, it was 1151, which is Justice and the Knight of Swords, very suiting for the Divine Masculine. Okay, so before we go into recently, which is where we are now, I'm going to show you the cards, and then we'll get on with that. All right, so everything that came up so far has a lot to do with wounds that need to be cleared, okay? So 9 of Crystals is the underlying energy, the powerlessness. The recent past is the Page of Cups reversed, right? That's vulnerability. Then we have the 3 of Chalices in the underlying energy, which is all your indulgences and addictions, right? That's also reversed today. The center card is the Ascension card, the World, completion, which is incomplete. 7 of Flames, the challenge today. And the other underlying energies here, going over to the crowning position of the Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Crystals, which is reversed today. Stuck, stubborn, not working, refusing to move. Then we come down here to the near future position of the Divine Justice, very covered, you see, with a lot of red tape. And then we have the Masculine seeing himself as the 4 of Wands or Flames, with all of the Romance Angel cards around. And then around the Divine Masculine, how he's seen, is the 7 of Cups or Crystals. Heaven in their eyes, synchronicities. And then the blocks they need to clear is the Empress or Abundance card, which you can barely see, but it's over here with those 2 here. And then we have the numerology cards. And coming up here to the end with the Death or Transition card, which is in its full power, the portal, and the King and Queen of Pentacles. So it's the Akashic Records, King of Pentacles right above, the transition, then the Queen of Pentacles who's reversed, and then the Knight of Wands who's also reversed with the Knight of Cups who's upright. And then we have that Queen of Wands and Page of Wands who are kind of out of the loop there. Okay. So the cards that I pulled for you guys for 12 cards, the 4 underlying energies are up top. Then it starts with Aries going across down to Pisces at the end, the King of Wands, and then I have 4 more pulled at the end for everybody. And then the Queen of Cups there is the next card after the 4 at the top. So we'll get there in a minute. Let me plug back in before I forget to do that. All right, so the rest of this read, and sorry, I pushed these out of place. So recently, give you some more of that here. All right, recently the Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable, shy, or immature and spoiled, refusing to lift a finger, unburdened, untethered, and depressed, rejected, losing hope. Could be 2 kids or 2 girls who had a big change in their circumstance. Rich girl to poor girl. Their father severely wounded in the war. Or it could be a mother as well. And then 2 evil mothers or step monsters who didn't care for them properly. I'm the baby, gotta love me. And then the older one, I'm the princess, must adorn me. All right, so either way, lots of money being spent on them, but that has changed. And the underlying energy with those 2, the Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Wounded Warrior is upright there, but that could be another female. So it could be 3 females that the masculine is choosing between, right? Where the Wounded Warrior would be the feminine, or it can be the Divine Masculine with 2 other women in his sphere, and they don't have to be romantic partners. They can be anything. You know, they can be people at work, they can be family members, friends, or a combination of those, or children as well. But the foundation here is the 3 of Cups, all poured out. The King of Wands reversed with a dysfunctional family, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, or a big loss of a family member or money and their world upside down. Someone stubborn, no balls, refusing to move or work, or unable to work, unhappy alone, unsatisfied or arrogant, or drunk at the bar as the world spins. The never-ending party that's over. The loyal servant gone home or on strike. Someone dead floating in the pool, or just floating hungover, or in the tub, or tanning half-baked, ready to roll over. And the little one said, "Do it yourself." One pissed and tired, one paralyzed, probably out doing too much last night, and then one stubborn in protest or paralyzed by fear, and another just depressed or displeased with them all, and the family is not happy about it. 3 blind mice, third parties, gossip, overindulgence, antisocial, and ultimately no joy as the world turns for the King of Pentacles upright as Christ our Lord of another world, or a worldly man as the King of Pentacles. Remember, he's the only one really who's upright. The only upright adult today is the King of Pentacles. The High Priestess, psychic abilities, spirituality, or just quietness, or secret connection to the King of Swords reversed may equal the King of Pentacles with a stable of women or girls. The challenge being standing up for self, pushed to your emotional limits, to drama above the fires, the flames rising up to tango and find your power again, the phoenix, the rebirth, the rise from the ashes, twin towers to twin flames, healing, and that's a plug for my CD, but healing and forgiving risky behavior of the magician and justice or judge, or Virgo, Gemini, Aries, or Libra, and Leo ego, exposure of such activities. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, fools who hang out together may have fallen from grace and hung out to dry, or fell and on bed rest, or lacked faith and being still to learn a new perspective. And before I go on to any of these characters that I'm talking about, some of them can just be because they're at a funeral service or something like that today, so obviously that doesn't resonate with those people. So any of the people who are clustered together that I talk about today, they could just be upside down because they're sad and they're at a service or something like that today. Or it could be like a closing of something or an end of something, but there's some kind of ceremony, award, celebration, or funeral here where there could be a lot of people who are just sad, okay? So Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Leo, and Aquarius too in this area. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, expressing passions back and forth, deliberating poor decisions, fully exposed now, illegal, immoral activities, or someone had surgery without telling anyone, an arrest or a final judgment exposed, or healing with new discovery they invented or became available to them. Full exposure, radiation, chemo, or just energy guidance, and the energy's guiding you to peaceful waters. And so the time was 12:20, which is the Hangman and the Judgment, and then we turn the page to 12:21. 12:21, 12, right? That's an important number. It's a reflection of the 12. The ending of karma and time, of 3D time anyway. So 12 is the Hangman, 21 is the world. So full completion of the cycle of the Hangman, of the Jesus and Mary Magdalene template, where they were both actually on the cross together. To move to peaceful waters, healing prior to new life, or new infusion of money or a new project, the King of Cups is reversed, with a miracle cure perhaps, or emotionally detached man, over-emotional man, or alcoholic manipulative man discovered a mutation or received gene therapy. Now crowning is the Knight of Pentacles reversed, a hermit who could be an old man or Virgo at work, working on details or aligning, or 2 Virgos, could be a doctor or other professional, or a scientist and their assistant holding light for a risky business where, while their back was turned, they were robbed blind, but as soon as they got away, attention to the situation exposed them and they got caught. Success and attention, good news, exposed the wounded warrior who took the fall for someone else, or the situation was not as they thought it was. The Queen of Wands reversed, stubborn, refusing to move or work, or just lazy, while the Hermit, professor, or professional, either one, Virgo energy is doing all the work, or the help went on strike and took off with the loot or intellectual property, but quick attention to the matter exposed all at the last minute. The wounded warrior was saved on his last leg. Implementing a plan very stressful on how to get out of a sticky situation or get past ghosting, a third party, gossip or overindulgences, abusive or neglectful behavior, or the Queen of Wands socialite who parties all the time, expressing their feelings in a heated exchange, or fast-paced passions, energy exchange that's over their head, like the 3D and the third energy, not understanding really what it is. Maybe trying to connect that way with their partner, but not being able to because it's over their head, literally. So the high vibration, juggling in the 5D, deliberation of the wounded warrior, is this an opportunist or someone in need of assistance? Should he have not kept quiet or walked away? Or a wounded warrior unable to learn or has a learning disability? Juggling people, home and work, energies, trying to keep it real, and a high vibration while resting enough, or connecting in 5D but not hearing the call to action, giving up, in need of help, but staying quiet and going within. When muzzling self, you are then muzzling your twin. Freeing self from energy vampires and finding peace in synchronicities and guidance to surrender. The Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, side by side. There's lots of places where there's two women side by side here. Giving up without option, conceding to the Queen of Swords reversed, then powerless and dropping burdens and confessing or confessions of having been caught with their pants down, or someone getting butt shots, so whoever gets medical shots in their butt, or someone with worms resolved, or someone with who's constipated and getting enemas. But soon there is divine justice, which is fair. News, message, or the word is spread by a child of a Leo or ego, or strength of taming the beast in the war, or the inner battle between the Empress and Leo, or her own inner ego, and finding peace or moving to a better place. A mother succumbed to her illness, no longer suffering. She may have donated an organ to someone else, like eyes or stem cells, etc. And that was at 12:51. So someone might be getting a transplant from a mother, and it actually could be a family member. So that's the Hangman and the King of Swords again. So the Queen of Wands, reversed, looks away, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed is depressed due to a death, or the Queen of Pentacles reversed was the one who passed. And that could be the Empress as well, or they could be two separate people. The end of the war, or a battle, or a death, healing and forgiving, a risky procedure, or behavior, or risky business. A new procedure or treatment came up, research study used, someone found a cure, or some kind of evidence in death, transition portal, transformation, or a possible sex change operation. Or the Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, both reversed, are the same person, or two friends not talking, or sisters, or whatever they are, but not talking to each other, but must behave at a gathering or funeral service. Libra, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio here. The Divine Masculine is the Four of Wands. That's how he sees himself, that the heart is his home. May have received a new heart and or recovering at home. The King of Cups reversed, emotionally detached at home, or very emotional, or drinking alone. Kids, Leo, or exposure to passionate feelings, a quick energy exchange or heated debate of success, attention, good news, of journey to lead the way, to identify the false light, the dogs howling, and the lobster up in arms, the long and winding road. A long, long road with many winding turns, with sunshine, energy, kids, radiation, happiness, lots of activities, attention, full moons, nighttime, difficult to get rest, and destiny, good fortune, divine timing, vitamin C, oranges and lemons, making le mange aid. And that's literally like to eat, right? The food is the aid. Or food is love, right? Life. Life is the aid. Le mange aid. Eating or life is good. The Sphinx schooling the goose with a million questions. While the other students are studying quietly, the Sphinx has other plans for the golden goose and the golden egg. Sit still, calm down, all is well. Sunrise, sunset. Swiftly go the years. And the children, but not the dogs. They're still barking at all hours of the night. The King of Cups reversed has completed mastery of his emotions in the ending of a family cycle. Around him, 7 cups, synchronicities, third energy, and heaven in their eyes. New passion on the horizon, a noble cause. Coming together with true passion, true creativity, a rebirth, a ceremony, a clean bill of health, completion of the 7-step program, or other. And by the way, 27 came up here, which is the Ace of Wands again, the only ace that was upright. Number 7 equals the divine feminine within the masculine, chariots of fire, the ascension rays. Clearly don't need a car to get where they're going to, as the twins and the third energy rocketed to Hieros Gamos, the hero's game, an award, a thank you, a Nobel Prize or a Nobel Prize winner named. Masculines need to clear blocks of abundance, a BUN dance, right? Transmuting physical wounds in your body. That's what your kidneys do. The BUN is a marker of your kidney health. So with the BUN dance, then Empress healing, forgiving, apologizing, and holding on loosely, saving, grounding, radiation found, so a leak may be found, but also somebody radiating, synchronicities, orchestrate, in a death walk, a dark night, the 4D rainbow bridge, kind of trying to find a way to escape marriage or a contract. So it's at 117, which is the Magician and the Star. There's a slow death walk here, dark night, 4D rainbow bridge, and trying to find a way to escape a marriage, a contract, a tradition, religion, patriarchy, a brotherhood, the Y in the road. And of course, Y is the male chromosome. So rescuing self from self and taking back your God power, your source connection, your direct connect, your sovereignty, commitment to your higher self, the Christ consciousness, source, creator, the whole, the universe, love. Self-discipline comes up, as well as time out and karmic completion, for the Queen of Wands reversed coming up as possibly arrogance, or the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Taurus and Scorpio there. But again, it doesn't have to be arrogance. That can be one situation, but again, they can also be sad at a funeral, right? And it could have been their family member. But there's definitely situations where the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands, are not allowed into a ceremony or a celebration, whatever it is. The Taurus and Scorpio in that specific situation, moderation came up as even more important for the masculine, staying at 0 point, moderation, forgiveness, and financial discipline. With the Emperor reversed, coming up possibly arrogant, unsatisfied, or not getting his wish, in death, transition, or transformation process, powerless to God's confessional of the magician embodiment and divine timing, and the power of the Sphinx, the Akashic school, that little minx, LOL, impatience, fallen angel, player, or someone got played, holding back money, energy, and affection, or Sagittarius passed and didn't leave him anything, or Sagittarius holding back money or a new life in a breakup for withholding affection or sex, or someone passed with no money, no affection, no hero, fallen angel, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Virgo, Aries, or a transition of a King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles reversed while traveling with or with their kids. The wounded warrior, who's coming up reversed within the read, so that's giving up or surrendering. The Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, both reversed, give up without option to the Queen of Swords reversed or along with the Queen of Swords reversed, powerless and dropping burdens or confession, unable to work, stubborn, refusing to work or move, or a death, a transition or transformation through a portal, a gate. The Emperor and or Queen of Wands reversed, they're both reversed, can't stop them now. So they could have come up for somebody's situation as really negative energies, right? So whatever they wanted to happen didn't happen. So the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, neither one of them got their wish. The King of, so that could be for good or for bad, depending on your situation. But the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups upright is how it ends. The winged messengers offering love to all, holding back ego, or the Knight of Wands reversed who fell short before their time. So could it be someone who passed before their time? And this could be a miscarriage too, or they didn't go full term, or they went full term. It's possible that a child passed as well, and I'm very sorry if that's the case. Mostly I was not getting that, but it is possible that the fallen angel was an angel who passed, okay? So the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, left out, not allowed in, or they are sitting up front in the loss of their family member. A funeral service with lots of females, or a closing of a business where lots are sad to see it go. Powerless or no longer single, or suddenly single, in the wake of or at a wake, no joy, possible reveille or not, at home celebrating, or a remembrance of heaven in their eyes, stairway to heaven, the Page of Cups reversed, an angel that may have passed, or someone just got their wings, another world, or a cycle was not quite completed, or a world upside down due to an ending, but divine justice for abundance or empress unable to move is now laid to rest with family present. A few may not be welcomed there, or two powerless kids and the wounded warrior without joy, their world incomplete, or in another world, stuck, stubborn, lazy, or unable to work, challenged by rising to the occasion. The home of the brave, or the divine justice and the gateway, or the union divine justice portal, where people are actually coming into union here for sure. 144 is the magician, and the 44 of the Four of Cups, the grounding, mastering, grounding, and integrating. As we turn the page, it's 145 of the magician and the 45 of the Five of Cups, which is definitely grieving, but that card was reversed today, so people are definitely getting over it, or getting over themselves. Or home in a divorce, finalized and descending, heaven in their eyes, or synchronicities everywhere, of the Empress, or of abundance, or of a slow end, with the King and Queen of Pentacles present, but the Queen of Pentacles is reversed in this read, falling short on energy, but not love. Holding back an announcement of the Emperor reversed, or this Emperor could also be someone who was verbally abusive, out of control devil, or suddenly passed, possibly with PTSD issues since the war, or someone is still the devil after all these years. In the aftermath of sudden events of a fight, battle, competition, or conflict, the devil or Capricorn waves at the center of it all. Aries, Capricorn, and Scorpio right there in the side cards there, which I'll show you in a second. Could be a military salute, or just a sad wave goodbye. So again, like I said, there's definitely funeral energies of multiple different people. Could be an emperor, an empress, a child. It could be a marriage or a contract ending. It could be unions coming in actually through the portal and going into Hieros, Gamos. So lots of different situations here. And that is the read, but I'm going to get over into the 12 signs now as I adjust, but I want to pick up the clarification cards first. So let me just do that quickly. While I just push you aside for a sec. So again, the person who passed at the bottom of this deck here, that's showing, it could be the Queen of Cups reversed. And there's definitely a Cancer Leo connection to death here. So that could be the person who passed. And again, it obviously can be more than one person who passed away, because people pass away every day. That's just the way it is. And it's just a portal. It's not that they've gone anywhere. They just changed dimensions. So if that gives anyone any peace, let them know that. All right, so the energies at the top of the 12 cards for all 12 signs, the bottom of the deck card was the Knight of Wands. And then we have the King of Pentacles reversed, which was not reversed in the read. The King of Pentacles reversed came after the upright King of Pentacles. So maybe he's sad after a funeral or something like that. Or maybe he was the one who did all this talking at the funeral, keeping everybody else together. Maybe he wasn't as close to the person who passed as the other people. Or maybe he's happy the person passed because they weren't a nice person. So this was that sidebar energy that I had, but besides the Queen and the Page of Wands that were reversed and separate from everyone, this was like the sidebar. It really wasn't the issues going on in the read, but this is also going on where that devil was at the midst of everything, and the Emperor reversed, not a nice person, coming up as some kind of verbal abuser, or just someone who passed. And they'd held back the announcement about it. All right, so now we're going to clarify the 12 signs. Let me just move over a little bit so I can get you over there. All right, so got the 12 signs over there. I'm going to shuffle the mini deck first. So again, this is the 5th card down, and then the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So that was the very bottom of the deck, was the Knight of Wands reversed. At the top of fire, we start with, this is Aries down to Pisces, right? So this is the, or excuse me, this is Pisces. So the first line's fire, earth, air, and then water. The top line is underlying energies, and the bottom is just for the all 12 signs at the end, okay? So first we are going to Aries, which is the 8 of Cups. So they're walking away or within. Something's missing in their life, right? So trying to figure out what's missing from their life, why they're not happy still. And they have that Knight of Wands up top. So the Knight of Wands reversed is not a good energy, right? It can be that player who doesn't give a crap about anyone else's feelings, who just uses people, one-night stands, all that kind of stuff. But it also can be just someone feeling like they fell short. It can be someone who rushes in with good intentions but runs out of energy at the last minute. Or it could be someone who usually does a lot of physical activities or errands and they're not able to right now. So it just depends on your situation. That's the fire signs, but it's in their drained aspect, like no energy. As you can see, right? Quiet, possible death, or just a lot of pain. And then here's ending of a family cycle. So it's kind of, there's no like wandy energy here. There's no activity. So again, that the person who passed could be a Leo with Cancer in their chart, because that came up earlier for me as this was over in Cancer too. But like I said, it could be this female, the Queen of Cups. Or let's see, anyone really, because this could be Leo too, so that could be male or female, because that could be connected with that, which is also Libra energy. And then we have, who else is reversed? Well, it's good the Page of Cups is up right there, so that's okay. I mean, it could be that this person passed, but I'm not getting the negative energy about it. It could just be being held up as the angel, or these just can be 2 kids, too. They could be siblings. We have a lot of kids here, see? And this could be a fallen star as well, a fallen angel with the position of the Capricorn. So those are the prevalent energies for the passing. Let's see here. All right, take a deep breath, you guys. Aries, Aries, Aries. The 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Why does Aries have the 8 of Cups? And that just flipped over in the deck. All right, so this is Aries. All right, so there's some death energy there. And then the King of Cups reversed. So again, the masculine energy with the King of Cups, King and Queen of Cups, either together may have passed or passed separately, you know, just one or the other. All right, so someone's just dealing with the death of the King of Cups reversed for Aries. Maybe taking care of kids. I'm going to put this stuff back in. I'm going to put the sun down, but not all 3 cards. So this is coming up as kids or exposure. Maybe exposure to radiation had to do with somebody's death. But it could just be an ending. It doesn't have to be a death for Aries. Just, you know, it could be a midlife crisis too, trying to find themselves. Or a death, or someone's warned if they don't do something about their health or something like that, they're going to die. Maybe they need radiation treatment. Or like I said, this just can be kids, or they need sun therapy. They need to go to the beach or have fun, right? Maybe they're doing too much, repeating patterns, but all of that is exposed, right? If they're performing, it's exposed. That could be for the good or for the bad. And then we have grounding, mastering, integrating, or just boredom here. They need to be bored, maybe because they've been doing too much, so they're walking away to take a rest. I'll leave the sun out there for Aries, but yeah. But either way, for all the fire signs, they're being called to stop right now. They don't have the energy. You gotta sleep and rest and feed yourselves well. Or if you need medical treatment, you need medical treatment. So let's see what comes up for Leo, since we have the 10 swords there. All right, so this is Leo. There's definitely some passing there. This could be someone, you know, who's already, they feel has already transitioned. This is the Ace of Swords reversed, so that could be a lie, a split, So it could be not just a death, but a death of a relationship or a business or whatever, a split. But this is going to be pulling Excalibur from the stone too, like someone's ready to cut somebody or cut through the BS, right? But someone's definitely grieving or feeling regret, loss. They could be feeling guilt and shame as well for inability to sleep or rising above, levitating. Somebody could feel so numb from the grief they feel or the regret that they feel because of a lie, a split, or a, just getting to the truth of a matter. It might have caused a lot of pain, but definitely can be a passing as well where they've already transitioned. That they're in heaven now, they're at peace, so someone's feeling they're in peace. If it's a death, if it doesn't have to be a death though, it can be just an ending of something else, right? So the worst is over. So that's definitely for Leo. All right, and then we have Sagittarius, which is 10 of Cups. So when a 10 of Swords is reversed, when the swords fall out of your back, that's why people get addicted to things, because there's a bliss from when the pain is released. And that's why they keep going back to the painful things, because then they get to release the pain over and over and over again. So that's the problem. All addictions have to do with pain and fear. So Sagittarius is the 10 of Cups. So that can be just a happy family, or it could be the end of a family cycle, or it could be a false family, as all the cards just jumped out. So I'm not going to use those cards, but I'm going to show you what fell out. There's a bunch before I lose all the cards. I want to keep them in their original positions where they fell. So these fell out amidst some more I have to show you, right, for Sagittarius. That could be someone who's an opportunist, or it could be just someone who's a bad student or has disabilities, has trouble learning. This could be someone who's awakened or with a big head or over-radiated. And then we have here defenseless to these energies, especially if they're over-radiated. This is someone who needs help, because they're not well. That's Sagittarius. I'm going to pull again, but let me just show you what else fell out, because they were just kind of a mishmash all over the place. These also came out. So the King of Swords, the Eight of Wands, so expressing their feelings and his truth, that's really good. And then we have here is leading the way, getting attention, success, good news, having to do with an injustice. So someone getting news. So let's pull more specifically for Sagittarius. What else have we got? Why does Sagittarius have the 10 of Cups? And that can be like the Sound of Music energy too. Somebody's like unrealistic expectations, or actually is their family. But here we have someone recovering, could be recovering practically or financially from health issues, or someone letting them back in after getting kicked out. And this could be, this could be chaos. This can be, like all hell broke loose. But then it's also being stuck and blocked, or the car broke down. Someone could have been in an accident, or the car just broke down. They got stuck at the side of the road. And everyone's just happy that everyone's okay, that no one got hurt or killed. Or that somebody didn't transition. Maybe someone didn't pass away. Maybe they thought someone was going to pass and they didn't. Or that they were going to pass a test and they didn't. So now they're still stuck at home or something like that. Maybe somebody was celebrating, like someone's leaving the family, because a young person who's going out on their own, and then they're not because they didn't pass a test and now they're at home again. That's what I'm getting. But Sagittarius, this isn't the most, it's recovery. But this doesn't look like the happiest of family, but maybe they're just happy that they have each other, even if there's difficult circumstances. It could be family who support each other a lot. Or it could be an illusion of a happy family where there's nothing but chaos there, and people who constantly kick each other out and don't support each other. So it could be kind of like opposite scenarios. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, right? So that's a downturn of events, or slow motion, or slow down. And then we have someone needing to pick a path, but they're choosing left, they're choosing the new or the feminine energy. All right, that's for Sagittarius. And maybe family's happy because things are slow right now, or they're on vacation, so they get to just take a break, whether they may not be going anywhere, but just taking a break and happy. They can be still for a minute. And the Queen of Swords wants to come up too. So someone gets to speak their truth for a change. Somebody may be impatient with them and never allow them. They don't hear them because they're too impatient to listen, right? The Player. So she may be speaking her truth. It can definitely be a divine feminine speaking to their masculine. They feel like they got played by them, that they wouldn't even stop for a second to listen, you know, that kind of stuff. But meanwhile, that can also be someone who's impatient or lost their temper because they have no energy and they've fallen short, or because they're sick or taking care of other sick people. And so it's only frustrating them more and trying to find their peace on their own. There's some deception there too. All right, so for the whole aisle of the fire signs, they're having a bit of a tough time between death and other treatments and family issues. And then here we have someone who's not happy at their job, or they are fully aligned now and they don't have to work so hard anymore. So someone who was overworking to get into alignment, and now they're all aligned. Their streetcar named Desire. Someone could be desiring to do something new right now for work or something practical. But again, it's just downtime for fire signs. Holding back on their passions. So let's see what comes up for the next group. We have earth signs. We have the King of Pentacles at the top of the earth signs. He can just be ungrounded. He could have lost money and or status. He could just be not good today because he's at a funeral, or he could be a greedy man, you know? He's not trustworthy. So let's see what Taurus has with the Knight of Swords. So Taurus has the Hangman reversed and then the Seven of Swords, or excuse me, Seven of Wands reversed. This can be just feeling overwhelmed, but the energies coming in are feeling attacked and not able to defend yourself, or not no longer caring what other people say, right? Because they're all attacking you and you don't care. You're just going to let yourself fall. This could be somebody with a big head who has to fall, or someone in awakening who's just dealing with all these energies. But we have the Knight of Swords rushing in with the truth. He's upright. It's just not always the easiest truth to take, but it is the truth. And they mean well. It's good intentions behind it. And Taurus could be coming into Aries to give them some truth. So the truth may be exposed to Aries, and then Aries is going into their dark night because of it, right? They may have some alcohol issues or emotional detachment issues they have to work on. But Taurus also is coming up with Justice reversed. So there's some injustice there that they need to speak their truth about. In awakening and dealing with these harsh energies and feeling defenseless in this situation, want to speak their truth to Aries or someone else, or that someone has a big head. So either the person rushing in with the big head, or the person with the big head who's ignoring Taurus. Okay, we have this too. So there's some good news around the situation, or the journey, or someone who gets attention because they got a big head, like they're egotistical. So that's coming up more as Taurus as opposed to Aries. So someone with a big head who doesn't give a crap about how other people are feeling in an injustice situation or an unjust situation. But the Taurus with the big head could be letting someone else have it who's already going through a difficult time. So, or vice versa. The big-headed person could be Aries as well. But we're getting positive energy with here going forward. The King of Swords coming into his truth. So this could be a Taurus King of Swords on the journey who's coming into his truth. Could definitely could be a masculine. All right, and expressing their feelings. Yay, of love. Look at that, guys. It could be a Taurus that's coming. Looking or going back. Could be going back to their twin. All right, let's go to Virgo, which is the Page of Wands. Why is Virgo the Page of Wands? There we go. Page of Wands goes to the Page of Wands. Okay, so someone who's feeling young and inspired, or is acting immature, but in a good way, you know, being a silly kid, or someone who's dealing, as opposed to walking away, they're actually processing through difficult feelings of their kids or their twin. But this is very positive. Okay, so they're doing shadow work or just processing through these very harsh energies. So that's actually not bad at all. Someone healing, okay? Then we have Capricorn is the star reverse, so some depression, loss of hope, or just someone who doesn't dream, okay? Or says they don't dream, they don't have any dreams. Here's Capricorn. All right, so we have Seven of Swords reversed. We have the Four of Wands reversed, and then the King of Wands upright, the Man of Passion, on the Depression card. So he doesn't look depressed because he's upright, but he could have just underlying, you know, status quo depression, or he could be around an Aquarius energy. Definitely could be feeling unstable or have unstable people or unstable home around him. Half-truths or sneakiness going on at home, so someone's got to leave, or someone's just unstable in general around the King of Wands, or someone's coming clean about half-truths or lies or the instability or something they did to a home that they didn't want to tell. So someone's depressed, someone needs to let their emotions out, they really need to purge, and it can be connected for sure to Aquarius. And, I'm sorry, that's not Aquarius. Aquarius here, and then also to Pisces, because we have the King of Wands and the Star card for Aquarius. So Capricorn can be connected to a union or connection, a very strong connection, and this can definitely be twin with the 5D below it, and then the King of Wands. Right after that for Capricorn is coming up the Ten of Pentacles, and then the Three of Pentacles. This could be issues with work, family business here, where the family's really good, but the work there may be issues there, or the business is going under. So that's for Capricorn. And then we have the Magician here. So insecurities, loss of someone who doesn't feel like they have the tools to do what they need to do. This would be someone who actually had their tools stolen from them. And we have the King of Pentacles up top, you know, who could have lost money and status, maybe going out of business. I don't see any really evil energies with the King of Pentacles with these three, you know, because this person's depressed. You know, and depressed people can do manipulative things, so it could be there, but I'm really not getting it from the other cards. But this can be, the Magician combined with the King of Pentacles, before and after, that could go to a bad place. So I'm not saying that they're in a bad place right now, any of the earth signs, but they could, because this could go to really greedy, manipulative energy. You know? So then air signs, we have the Eight of Wands reversed at the top there, and we're going to go into Gemini first. So again, Gemini's connected to Taurus with the King of Swords, because that came up for Taurus, expressing their feelings and love, all right? So that's really good. So Gemini's definitely had some union energies around them, and we have the Page of Cups there. Innocent, unconditional love being offered to Taurus from Gemini or someone else. It could just be a child as well. So the love can be between a father and their child, or a new child, or it definitely can be offering unconditional love or friendship to someone in need or to someone they love and want to offer a proposal to. These are coming up afterwards. So someone looking back or going back to their divine feminine. This could be coming full circle or around the neighborhood. Someone keeping watch, neighborhood watch here. I'm going to leave that out actually for Gemini. Okay. Then we have Libra underneath that, which is, that's so funny. As soon as I said Libra, this flipped out onto the bottom of the deck. It's the same cards. I'm going to leave it in there. Libra has the Strength card reversed, so weakness, or it's ego death as well. Someone who's not strong, needs courage, needs strength to deal with family. All right, so this could be family who has alternative traditions. This is spirituality, breaking contracts, breaking marriages, divorces, but there's a lot of money involved. And it could be there could be a lot of egos involved, or actual Leo and Taurus involved with Leo. All right, and Libra feeling very weak. Or they have a Leo around them that's very weak. And also a Taurus who's weaker. You know, it's just reversed energy. It can be really stubborn energy there, really fixed. But it could be alternative religious practices or spirituality, or just someone who thinks outside the box and has made a lot of money. Or it's a divorce situation, like I said. So again, connected to Taurus, and Taurus is connected to Libra as well, so they could have both in their chart. So Leo, Taurus, Libra, and big family or family money or legacy involved. And again, then these are popping out afterwards. Again, it could be the end of a business, or people not getting along at work in a family business. And this could be people deliberating too long, or who made bad decisions or bad judgments. right, which caused loss at the business. So I'm going to put this out too. All right, so then we have Aquarius is the Two of Cups. All right, so this is Aquarius coming up. So this is about letting go, not holding on so tightly to money or things or whatever it is, practical issues, letting go. This is not having a lot, it's very moderate, but letting go in moderation in order to fix things up or repair, amend things with people. And this is to heal and find your dreams, to have your dreams come true, spending your savings on having your dreams come true, or coming together with your soulmate for your dreams. It's like, it could be for sure Divine Masculine who had to settle down, doesn't have a lot now because they had to break up with someone, who's now going for their dreams and to heal, and even for stardom, to shine their light with their soulmate. It's really beautiful for Aquarius. They could be just still connecting in the 5D here as well. Or they could have just lost someone. And because they lost someone, might have freed them to be able to do this. All right, so the Empress coming up reversed, that could be the person who was lost. It could be the same person as the Queen of Cups reversed. This is someone who's stuck in their emotions, couldn't find peace, so it could definitely be someone who passed. I'm going to put that back in, though. All right, but that was related to Aquarius. So now we're going to go to the water signs. We have the Nine of Pentacles, again at the top is reversed, so that's that powerlessness, loss of power, money, independence, or no longer being single, or newly single. Someone in transition there. So let's see what we have for Cancer. And I want to note at the top too, we have the King of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. That definitely can be someone with a much younger partner or a child. And they're both reversed and they have separation between them. They're not talking. So the father could be talking with this kid, but they're upset too, but they're not talking to that one. I don't know, it's the kid or the father who's pissed, but all right, but they're water, earth, and fire. So for Cancer, we have the Four of Wands reversed, which is also on, it's Capricorn. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands, are on the Four of Wands reversed for Cancer. So the Queen of Wands is upright, and then coming out also is the Queen of Cups upright. So that's positive energy. Somebody could be moving in together or moving out from being together. The Queen of Wands is feeling wounded in the situation, or the other person is the Wounded Warrior. But somebody could be unstable as well, or moving, or their marriage is ending, or a party was canceled. But they're both upright, but they could both be wounded, or one or the other. Or there's someone between them. All right? So it could be a three-way situation for Cancer. And again, I said the Cancer Leo could be the person who passed. All right, so I'm going to put this out because this is definitely a situation here for Cancer. All right, so we have as the rain starts pouring outside, just really start pouring. All right, and then the King of Pentacles is involved too. So the Earth sign King of Pentacles reverse is involved with a lover situation between the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. They're both upright, but the person getting the affection is the Queen of Cups. So that could be somewhat the person they chose. Or he got left out and got left because she ended up being gay, and she's now with her wounded lover who had to wait for her all this time. Very interesting. All right. So that's for Cancer. So that could be connected to Gemini and all of the earth signs. And also the Queen of Wands could be connected to Pisces. So Cancer and Pisces could be connected as far as the relationship. It could be a situation too where the King of Pentacles just can't win no matter which way he goes. And it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could just be affection for coworkers or family, that kind of thing, but he's siding with the Queen of Wands, or Queen of Cups, as opposed to the Queen of Wands. She's kind of like the odd person out there, but she's upright. And this is coming up too. So someone's stuck again in their emotions, unable to find peace, dumping all attachments that no longer serve them. And let's go along to Scorpio, which has the Ace of Pentacles. Yay, Scorpio. Scorpio has the Ace of Pentacles, which is very positive. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Cups, which is connected to Aquarius and Scorpio. They're often connected, Scorpio and Aquarius. This could be someone who just needs help, right? A young person or a student who has learning disabilities, or someone who's an actual opportunist. So be careful about that between Scorpio and Aquarius. There is a new offer here. It could be a new job too, but make sure it's what you want, and they're not feeding you a bunch of bull. Because with the Page of Pentacles reversed, there's no real offer there, right? Or it could be someone. Maybe they get a really good offer, but it wasn't the offer they wanted. But someone who needs some assistance, or it is an opportunist trying to take advantage of Scorpio, so be careful about that. But we have the Two of Pentacles, which is really positive. Just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. A new life. And it could just be someone who's got learning disabilities. And it could just be some normal, but just there be one area in their life where they struggle. Could be with manifesting or saving money, things like that. Okay, and then we have, this is about being on the journey and working together, leading the way. This is someone teaching somebody else to lead the way, or how to manifest, how to get what they want for their career. So somebody might take on someone to teach them. You might have a student at work that you have to teach, or you may be moving and changing jobs, so you have to train the person who's replacing you. That's Scorpio. So let's go to Pisces. We got the, all right, this is coming right out for Pisces, for the King of Wands. So again, this is coming up. This was Libra, so Pisces may be connected to Libra. With the Queen of Swords. Is she out there again? So this is, the Queen of Swords is upright. And this could be talking about ego death. It could be talking about a Leo who passed. So this could be a eulogy. This could be talking about someone who needs the courage and strength, or someone in ego death. So any of those things for Pisces, but it has to do with the King of Wands. And he's upright in the Man of Power, and he's looking at Aquarius, the Aquarius couple. So he could actually be marrying them or overseeing them. They could be young kids who have to be watched. They don't have sex. So, but the King of Wands there with Pisces could be a Leo for sure, who needs some balls, or needs the courage, or needs strength to deal with their children having sex. That could be it too. But again, like I said, it could be someone doing a eulogy, or the King of Wands supporting the Queen of Swords and what she does, because he may not necessarily resonate with all that she does. So maybe wanting to hide behind what she does and not want to admit that he's there, even though he wants to be with her. That's kind of energy I'm getting too for Pisces. I want to shuffle again because that fell out really quick, so I just want to make sure there's no other energy for Pisces, and then I'm going to get going. Pisces, Pisces. What else needs to come out for Pisces? All right, here's Pisces as well. So Queen of Pentacles coming up upright, but possibly in their head, in prison, feeling like their hands are tied, but they're fine. This could be someone, this could be Pisces around a Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords as well. Maybe someone feels imprisoned by what the Queen of Swords says, or by that King of Wands. If he's like, if he's an ego death, or feeling weak, someone else might be really stressed out about it. Or just, like I said, maybe someone's talking about this King of Wands. Maybe he's the one who passed. He could be the Leo Cancer who passed. And they're talking at a service. Or it could be an award, you know. Somebody could be an award ceremony, or some other kind of ceremony. But this is about someone, bad news, or it could just be someone who's really immature saying stupid things in a family, like a kid who comes out and says the wrong thing at the wrong time and hurts somebody's feelings, or lets out a secret they weren't supposed to. It could be someone who's spying, stalking. This could be a false image of a family, and this is the kid who's actually outing the false family. And that's coming out with Pisces, with the High Priestess. That's, again, Pisces energy. And then the Hangman is up right there. So it's very much about just hanging out and being wise, seeing another perspective, especially if kids are opening their mouths and telling people what you don't want them to know. The air signs come up with someone resting, sleeping, meditating, passing away. And here again, there could be insecurities and manipulation for the earth signs. And then for the fire, not liking your job or having worked too much and now being able to stop work and be still. And then the devil wants to wave goodbye. So this could be Capricorn energy too, but it's coming up for a reason. Hello. It can just be Capricorn. But also can be your addictions and codependencies that need to be cleared before union. All right, so get dancing. Get dancing. Right? Create new patterns, not repeating old patterns. The dark wants you to repeat your old patterns. Right? The old patterns. But as soon as they see, the devil sees you with a high vibe, they're going to try to knock you down. Right? It's getting your low energy. But before that happens, you need to learn to get centered yourself, ground and integrating. Integrate before you get knocked down. You know, before you get knocked off balance. It's about don't let the dark energy knock you off balance. Always be ready. Always be centered. You know, you have to be ready for anything. You have to be in your power. Okay? That's all it's saying. Just over and over and over until it becomes so much habit to recenter yourself and come back to 0 point. All right, I'm going to go drink your water. Get your rest. I heard that sleep was really important. And just be love. Rise and be love, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.